Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ad America. With me, Andrea, one of the e-guides here, and I hope everyone is doing well today. If you're new here, Ad America is the U.S. Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. And for today, we're going to have the second session of English for Marketing and Sales Professionals. But before we jump into today's event, I would like to give a little fun fact of the day. Did you know that learning business English will give you the chance to demonstrate a wider professional vocabulary, which can result in new opportunities in your career? And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our facilitator for today, Ms. Hafilia Ismanto, English instructor and materials developer for the ESP. To our facilitator, the stage is yours.
Okay, we on? No? Yeah. Okay. Hi. Uh, Good afternoon. Yeah, everyone. Those of you who are joining us online and those of you who are joining us offline. Hello. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. All right. So, as the e-guide has already mentioned, this is not the first. Okay, this is the second session actually of English for sales and marketing, or for marketing and sales. And we are highlighting, okay, we're going to highlight, of course, or what we have also highlighted in the previous session was how to introduce yourself and, of course, your company, how to present features and benefits of the products and the services that your company offers. Okay. Now, just to review a bit for those of you who did not join us online or were not here offline either, yeah, just to review, give you a bit of a review. Okay. So we started with what is marketing? What is sales? And I recall that this is something that the best definition, or the definition that I agree with most, is, of course, actions taken to bring attention to business offerings. All right. So all the things that we do so that we will be able to attract, okay, to attract customers, of course, buyers, to do business with us, either to buy our products or, of course, to use our services. Okay. Now, for example, just giving you an idea of, this is the cleaning surface. So this is what we mean by surface, of course. There are companies who offer, of course, maintenance, right? Cleaning surface companies, right? And then you also, the companies, of course, also use products, right? So we have surfaces and products. Now, what we talked about was, of course, the first thing that you need to do is establish contact, establish rapport, we call it. Yeah. It's we need to, of course, get your clients, your customers attracted to you first before you talk about your products and your services. And introducing yourself is not just merely saying what you do. This is your job, of course, your position in your company. And this was the example that I also used last week. I'm a copywriter. Let's say I have an agency. So I'm a copywriter at Hafilia Advertising Agency. This clearly states, of course, your position, where you work. And look at the second, though. Look at the second sentence. My job is to write content for our social media advertising. So you go deeper. What does a copywriter do? And be more specific. I'm sure maybe some people, your clients who you're talking to, already know what a copywriter is. But you're going to be more specific and say that your job is specifically writing content for social media advertising. Why do we need a copywriter? Why can't we just write our own products and services, the features and the benefits. Okay? This is the time when you need to explain why you are relevant. I use the term, why are you relevant for your customers? What are you going to do? What will you be able to do, okay, for your customers? And in short, the copywriter can say, I help companies tell compelling stories about their brands. Compelling comes from the word compel, which is very interesting, which force someone to listen, force someone to read, force someone to know more about. Compel, you're compelled. Yeah? So, as you can see, the structure of your introduction, it's very short. It doesn't have to be very long. It doesn't even take a minute. It takes maybe only 30 seconds. What's more important is the content and how you can, of course, get the attention of your clients, your customers within that 30 seconds. Okay? In sales, we know of the word pitch. Pitch is not something in music, pitch is your pitch. Right? Yeah. Hoo-ha, that's your pitch. Okay? When your teachers, your lecturers, when you were in the universities, when they're angry at you, when they don't like what you're doing, what you're saying, they have this high pitch. What? You haven't done your homework? Something like that. Pitch. Now, a sales pitch is something else. A sales pitch is when you try to make, say, whatever that you're selling, okay, successful. Yeah? And that happens within a very short time. You're going to make yourself relevant. Remember? So this is your sales. This is already part of your sales pitch. Okay? I help companies tell compelling stories about their brands. Of course, people will say, wow, that's great. That's why I need you here. That's why you are here. Exactly what I need. Okay? So the first few seconds, you're able already to attract the attention. Okay, and another example. So this is the structure. Again, let me remind you, this is the structure. Job title, company. That's easy, very basic. Yeah. And then, of course, the sentences that comes after job title. My job is, remember, my job is to, as a copywriter, I make content. My job is to make content, to create content, to write interesting content. Okay. But then, how are you going to help? How are you going to help? Look at this. This is another example. So this is not a copywriter, but talent acquisition manager. Okay, so is her company, okay, she's a talent acquisition manager. Is her company selling products or selling services? Services, right? What kind of services? It's something to do with, if you're talking about talent acquisition, something to do with what's the term that you usually use in companies when we talk about taking care of the people in the companies? The HR, the human resources. Yeah. So suppose this is she's a talent acquisition manager working for human resources service, okay, company. And she said, I've been working with Monsters. For example, the name of the company is Monsters. What is INC, guys? Incorporated, okay, with Monsters Incorporated since 2012. That gives you the experience. Oh, that means you have been working. You're telling your customers you've been working for 10 years, which means you have quite a long extensive experience, 10 years. And my responsibilities include, then she's telling about what does she do as a talent acquisition? Finding, recruiting, hiring, and retaining great candidates. Great candidates. The pitch is in the last line. It's all about making sure, the team keeps growing nicely. So this person is telling the customers that you hire me, if you use my company, we'll take care of your human resources. Your most valuable asset and the most difficult also to handle, yeah, because people, it's talking about people, they're not goods. So this is how she said it. It's all about doing what, actually? Benefits. Making sure, benefits for your customers. Making sure the team keeps growing nicely. So that means the clients will understand the idea of, okay, I need another company to help me, even though they have a human resources division, but this will help me not just find the right talent, right? Not just recruit the right talent, not just hire, but retain great candidates. And it's all about making the team, the human resources in the company grow. And they're just not going to be, they come in as an entry level and stay as entry level. But through the years, they will grow, which will, of course, benefit the company. All right. I'm going to ask you to listen to another one.
My responsibilities include recruiting new employees and organizing training for company staff. It's also my job to improve the company's working conditions. I find my work very interesting, mainly because I enjoy working with people. It's also very satisfying to see employees improve and develop their skills because of initiatives that I have put into practice.
That was quite fast, wasn't it? I'll ask you to listen to it one more time. Okay, now focus.
My responsibilities include recruiting new employees and organizing training for company staff. It's also my job to improve the company's working conditions. I find my work very interesting, mainly because I enjoy working with people. It's also very satisfying to see employees improve and develop their skills because of initiatives that I have put into practice.
Okay. So she said something else, recruiting. And then there's another thing, organizing, training, right? And is she happy? Why? She loves to see people improve and grow. Yeah? So that could be, so all this, yeah, what you just read and what you just heard, that explains your job to your clients, okay, on how you can help them. That's the whole idea. Remember, you're a marketing person. Remember, you're a salesperson. Sell yourself first. You're never going to be able to sell the products, the services that you offer if they do not want to listen to you after you speak. Okay. Okay. Now I'd like you to think, silahkan berpikir, think on how you make your job interesting. Think of how you help your customers, how you help your
My responsibilities include
how you help your clients. Yeah. Okay. Again. Next step. You may need to explain Monsters Incorporated. Okay. You may need to explain your company, especially if your company has just been founded recently. So you need to explain about your company. Usually, all right, we have headquarters. If you're a if you have like more than one branch or subsidiaries, okay. Founder. Now this is it's because it's business English, yeah. So you also learn about Toyota. This is the real Toyota, by the way. Okay. So you learn that the Toyota Motor Corporation was founded by Kichira Toyoda. Not Toyota lo, Toyoda. Year founded, and then of course you know that they expanded to the US. Yeah, number of employees. What's a subsidiary? Sub. What's a subsidiary? Is it as big? Smaller? Maybe like a branch? Yeah? Okay. Or we call it subsidiaries. Turnover, remember the turnover? The amount of money. Okay. Brands own. They have the Lexus. Then they have the Scion. Shareholdings. They have Daihatsu Motors, Isuzu Motors, Yamaha Motors. Those all belong under Toyota Motor. Okay. Now, how do you explain all this? I know that when you are in marketing, you need to explain your company. And this is probably going to be your notes. Okay? You have your notes, kan? But you're not going to read your notes like, okay, I'm from Toyota Motor Corporation. The headquarters is in Kichira Toyoda founded. You're not just going to read that, you're going to connect it, right? Okay, so let's see. And listen and see if you were the client, would you get the information?
Toyota Motor Corporation is a multinational corporation headquartered in Japan and is currently the world's second largest automotive manufacturer. It achieved an annual turnover of over $270 billion in 2018. In 1937, Toyota was founded by Kichiro Toyoda as an independent company dedicated to the production of automobiles. In 1957, the manufacturer exported the first Japanese car to the United States and established American and Brazilian divisions. The company expanded in the 1960s with a new research and development facility and established a worldwide presence by the 1970s. Today, the company owns the brands Lexus and Scion and has shareholdings in Daihatsu Motors, Isuzu Motors, and Yamaha Motors.
Okay.
It operates 608 subsidiaries and has a workforce of over 370,000 people.
Okay. So, this is probably the notes. These are the important information, right? But listen to how this important information are explained. Can you see that? Yeah. So make sure what are the important information of your company and be able to turn that into a story. Okay? Right? So what do you know about Toyota? Do you remember? Was there any other information besides this? I'm sure you remembered. Do you remember the number of employees? Okay. Why don't you remember? Oh, it was too fast. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Hello, people. That's what they always say, right? You always say like, it's too fast. They're talking too fast. They are not talking too fast. They are talking normally. So what? They're not fast. They're normal. So it's with us. It's us, right? Our ears and our memory. Okay. Hey, come on, you're still young. Okay. Our ears and our memories. Okay. Very short memory. And of course, our ears are very slow. Why? because I'm an English teacher. Why? Why do we always, when we hear, okay, when we hear people talking in English in a normal speed, we always go, that's too fast, too fast. Why? Why? Because we do not listen. We don't listen enough. Yeah? We don't listen enough. If you listen, if you like to listen, okay, and you listen to English, listen to anything. Listen to YouTube. We were talking about, nowadays people become YouTuber. Oh. And I was wondering, how do they make money as YouTuber itu? Because we were talking about the future of job, gitu, right? After the pandemic, what is the future of the jobs? Okay, now, so we're talking about YouTuber. You have a blogger. Okay, now, so listen to the YouTubers. Okay, of course you need to understand. You will need to repeat. Yeah, go ahead. You can rewind it until you can. Oh, that's what it's saying. The first time it's going to be a mess, kan? Tadi kenapa? Siapa? Hah? Apa? Okay, you forgot about everything. When was it? The year? There were so many numbers also, right? Years, number of employees, gitu kan? So many. I don't know which one. Okay, ya udah. Listen again. The second time you listen, I bet you're going to be more focused. The third time you listen, you're going to be again more focused. Now, that's what you need to do so that you do not always feel that what you listen to in English is too fast. Okay. How do we train our ears and our understanding to be faster? Okay. Our ears to grasp the meaning faster and our brain to remember faster is, of course, practice makes better. I'm not saying perfect. Practice makes better. So please listen. Listen to Netflix. Gitu kan? During the pandemic, everybody was watching Netflix. Gitu, okay. Now, when you watch Netflix, make sure that you do not turn on the subtitle. Right? Because sometimes you turn on the subtitle. If you want to turn on the subtitle, fine, but it's got to be in English. Caption, English, right? It's okay because English movies does have caption in English. So go ahead. That's the way that you can learn, okay? Develop your listening skill. I'm going to ask you to listen one more time. I bet you're going to understand a little bit better. I'm going to ask you to tell me how many numbers you heard. Okay? Just numbers. Some of the numbers are years. Some of the numbers are money, because he did say about turnover, right? This is the money, financial, okay, side. And some of the numbers are related to employees. And there are also other numbers that I'm sure the speaker mentioned that's not really here. Okay? So I need you to listen now, focus on numbers, just the numbers. All right? Ready? So this is your English as well, yeah?
Toyota Motor Corporation is a multinational corporation headquartered in Japan and is currently the world's second largest automotive manufacturer. It achieved an annual turnover of over $270 billion in 2018. In 1937, Toyota was founded by Kichiro Toyota as an independent company dedicated to the production of automobiles. In 1957, the manufacturer exported the first Japanese car to the United States, and established American and Brazilian divisions. The company expanded in the 1960s with a new research and development facility and established a worldwide presence by the 1970s. Today, the company owns the brands Lexus and Scion and has shareholdings in Daihatsu Motors, Isuzu Motors, and Yamaha Motors. It operates 608 subsidiaries and has a workforce of over 370,000 people.
Okay. How many people? Come on. I'm sure you still remember that. How many employees? 600? Huh? 600? 300? 300, 600. It's like an auction. 600, 300, which one? 6, 3? 3. That's second time listening, yeah? This is third time listening. No, I'm serious. I'm just going to prove to you. It's going to get better the third time.
Toyota Motor Corporation is a multinational corporation headquartered in Japan and is currently the world's second largest automotive manufacturer. It achieved an annual turnover of over $270 billion in 2018. In 1937, Toyota was founded by Kichiro Toyota as an independent company dedicated to the production of automobiles. In 1957, the manufacturer exported the first Japanese car to the United States and established American and Brazilian divisions. The company expanded in the 1960s with a new research and development facility and established a worldwide presence by the 1970s. Today, the company owns the brands Lexus and Scion and has shareholdings in Daihatsu Motors, Isuzu Motors, and Yamaha Motors. It operates 608 subsidiaries and has a workforce of over 370,000 people.
Over 300,000 people. Subsidiary? 608. Okay, 608. Yeah? Okay. Now, that's your listening, but I also want you to get something, because when you saw this, you were probably thinking, oh, the person is going to say, the company Toyota Motor Corporation, its headquarters is in. But it didn't say that, right? He said he said something about headquartered. ED, headquartered. So these are the different ways of saying, okay, of describing something. Jadi gimana, ma'am? Yeah, then you have to practice. You can say, my company's headquarters is in. Ya tapi capek kan ya, orang sales kan kemana-mana kan. You get tired of saying, my company is in. My company, you guys, it's like, again, it's like when you go on a plane and then you hear the cabin attendant. Do you know how many times they have to read, fasten your seat belt, put your seat in an upright position? Do you know how many times they have to read that? They become so robotic that they don't mean what they say. It's like, fasten your seat belt, okay? So it's sometimes it doesn't have any feeling at all. Now that's what happens if you memorize everything and always say the same thing over and over and over again. You're going to tire yourself out and you're going to sound like a robot. So I always say, yeah, please make, like for headquarters, for example, please write like 3 different alternatives. The company's headquarters is in, city in, yeah? Okay, not on, not at. In, the name of the city. In Jakarta, in Bogor, in South Sulawesi, for example, right? Or headquartered. Itu kan? Tadi dia ngomong gitu loh. Which is very interesting itu. Headquartered in Jakarta. Right? Or you want to say, Our headquarters is in. So make alternatives, right? So that you will not sound robotic. Okay? Okay. We have so many blah, blah, blah employees, right? There are blah, blah, blah employees. Okay? Our company employs blah, blah, blah employees. You got the idea? There are different sentences that you can use. All right. Let's go now to the next
Toyota
one.
Motor Corporation.
Now, this is a different company. And I'm going to ask you again to listen. Now, this time it shouldn't be too fast, too fast. No, yeah. This time it's normal. It's getting normal. Okay. A different one. Different company. Let's learn. I'm sure when you hear some of the names of the brands, you'll probably know. Okay? It's something that we are familiar with.
Inditex is the biggest fashion group and clothing retailer in the world. The company owns well-known brands such as Zara, Pull&Bear, Massimo Dutti, Oysho and Stradivarius. Inditex was founded in Spain in 1975. Its founder, Amancio Ortega Gaona, is the richest man in Spain and one of the richest men in the world. Today, the group runs over 7,420 retail stores worldwide and employs over 174,000 people. Inditex designs and manufactures almost everything by itself, and new designs are delivered twice a week to Zara stores around the world. This adds up to more than 10,000 new designs each year. In 2018, Inditex made a profit of 3.4 billion euros.
Okay. So you probably know this brand, huh? Ladies? Pull&Bear, Massimo Dutti. I think you have some of the brands, some of the shops here in Pacific Place, right? Okay. Yeah. But again, different ways of saying, right? And I'm just giving you an idea, yeah, on how to present your companies. Okay, but number one, you have this cheat sheet, we call it cheat sheet, because we will not be able to remember everything about our company especially if we are working for a big company. So we have a cheat sheet. It's a sheet of paper with all the important information and for you to cheat, for you to look. But then again, be natural when you are talking about your company. Make sentences, make stories of this. All right? Okay. What's next?
Inditex.
Go ahead. This is what you heard actually. Yeah? You heard it? Yang too fast itu tadi loh. Now you see it. Right? So, you can say blah 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 is headquartered in. Bisa juga bilang apa? Is based in. Right? History was founded. If you want to name the city, the country, go ahead. The person, by. Okay. It was founded, or you can also use the term it was established. All right. It has a workforce too. Instead of just saying we have 1,000 employees, gitu kan, you can say we have a workforce of so many people. Tadi kan saya bilang it employs, it comes from the word employee, yeah, from the Word employee is the noun, employs is the verb. This is how you play with the words. So you have alternatives, all right? You can, and as for the size, operates in with how many subsidiaries, shareholdings, berarti kita punya share ya. Okay, shareholder, we are a shareholder. Or you say we have shareholdings in. Has a blah 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 percent stake. That means stake is like stakeholders, okay? And then runs, we have runs blah 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 stores worldwide. If you're talking about what is that? If you're talking about commerce, right? And we also discuss, I think in the first session we talk about biggest, largest, the most, blah blah blah, okay? And then this is the percent of the market share if you want to know. This is how good your company is, all right, in terms of share of the market. And the financial result, achieve an annual turnover of, remember, million and billion, yeah? Indonesians usually get confused. Ini thousand, million, billion. All right, if you have 6 zeros, that means million or billion? Million, right? 3 zeros, thousand. And how many zeros if we talk about billion? 9. So don't forget, okay? All right. So this is the key. Don't forget your cheat sheet and then make it into a story using these words, all right? Some companies like to tell these are our competitors, just to show that we are in the same league. Gitu loh. Kita liganya siapa? All right? Don't compare us with company A. They're not in our league. Gitu kan? But do compare us with company B because we are in the same league. So we have, you sometimes want to say our main competitors are. Because sometimes people still do not know your company ini apa sih sebenarnya? A consultancy firm, itu kan? Or apa? A distributor, or apa? Okay, so by explaining competitors, sometimes and competitors usually that is already well known, yeah. So then you will be able to tell your customers, your clients, oh, okay, so you're that type of company. Our main customers are, ini biasa ya, siapa yang udah pakai produk kita, gitu kan? Okay. Our main clients, and usually the word customers refer to products. If you're selling products, the word clients refers to if you're selling services, okay? We produce, and usually for products, of course, we talk about production. We produce cleaners, gitu, right? We produce detergents. We produce brooms, mops, electronic mops, okay? We manufacture. Services, we say we provide, we offer. Okay, these are the English that you need. All right. So you've talked about yourself. You've talked about the company. What's next? Why are you here? Just talking about your company? No, I'm here okay, because I'm going to explain now. To explain what? About your products or your services. For the next 20 minutes, I'm going to explain blah, blah, blah. Today, I'd like to walk you through Walk you through means so that you will have an understanding of our service. This is usually surface. Okay? Walk you through. What happens if you buy our service? All right? You're going, misalnya, for my own company, if you buy the service of like a course, then I will say, I will walk you through. You're going to take a test. And the test is actually to know how good you are. So that we will be able to place you in the right level, so that we will be able to help you with what you still need to develop. All right? And then we will be able to discuss, negotiate the number of study time that you need. Oh, not not already decided, ma'am? Not really, because it depends on you actually. You want to study fast? You want to study slow? It depends. I can, because I'm a consultant, I can tell you, based on experience, based on our research, because every person is different. You get the idea? I'll walk you through. That's what it means. Yeah? Will there be any face-to-face? It depends. You want a face-to-face? We'll do a face-to-face with the correct, of course, health procedure of the time. You want a virtual meeting? We'll do a virtual meeting. What's for sure is you will get something that you need to work on online. We will use a learning management system. What's that? Then I open my laptop and I'll walk you through. Nih loh, yang namanya LMS kayak begini. You get the idea? Itu what we mean by walkthrough. Yeah? You ask your clients to experience step by step. That's a walkthrough. Okay? It's more than just explanation. The explanation is usually a walkthrough. My purpose today is to share insight information. Ini orang sales banget. Insight information. Kayaknya something that other people don't know. You know? Case. When you have cases, a mystery, a murder case, gitu kan, usually wait until the court. But we always ask people insider, all right? So we have inside information. Okay, but let me know. But then of course you say, let me know if you'd like me to jump in. Or, sorry, ini bukan like me. If you would like to jump in, forget the me. If you would like to jump in, meaning, what do you mean? Jump in. You can jump in anytime. Meaning, when I'm talking, when I'm explaining, what? Yeah. They can ask question, they can comment, they can say, wait. Right? Something like that. Yeah? So remember the sales conversation has to be two-way. Involve your customers, your clients. Okay. Now, and then let's see. Describing surfaces. All right. So I'm going to ask you again to listen. Now this time, it's not going to be fast, I promise. All right? Why? Why? Because this was taken from a book that was for the Asian community, meaning you will hear Asian to Asian. Yeah? Which is good. Because I do not believe that you have to be a native. You have to sound like a native speaker. There is no way you're going to sound like an American. You're not an American. How can you sound like an American? Forget that dream, okay? You're going to sound like Indonesian speaking English. Kan if you're Japanese, you're going to sound like Japanese Indonesian English. We are very multicultural, oh, so be very careful, okay? Now, so you're going to hear, and I'm very happy when I teach this because it gives my students that confidence, yeah, that, oh, it's okay if I talk like that, it's okay, as long as people still can understand you, okay? Now, I'm sure you're not going to have problems with this. So meaning you will be able to answer all these questions, yeah?
Track 11.
So, who do you work for, Nick?
I have my own company. It's called MLTS, Manila Language Training Services.
Really? What do you do?
Well, we offer 3 different services: a translating service, language courses, and cross-cultural training.
I understand what a translating service is and what language courses are. But what is cross cultural training?
Well, a lot of people go abroad to work these days, and it's important for them to know something about the culture they will work in.
I'm not quite sure what you mean. Can you give me an example?
Well, for example, in my country, the Philippines, we are pretty relaxed about punctuality. But the Japanese are very punctual. So if a Filipino goes to work in Japan, they have to know that, or they might have problems.
Oh, I see. And you can do a whole course on that?
Oh, yes. There's always a lot to learn about other cultures. We talk about the way business is done in other countries and about their beliefs and customs.
So, you must have a lot of experts who work for you.
Yes,
And how long does a course last?
a minimum of 1 week for cross-cultural training or a minimum of 1 month if it's with a language course.
Do you teach courses yourself?
No, the courses are given by our experts. My job is to find clients.
It sounds interesting.
Well, it's a new company, but we're doing well. Now, Akamu, tell me something about yourself.
Okay. So, is this surface? Yes. What kind of surface? What was being discussed? There were 3 different surfaces, but what was being discussed? The cross. Okay. What does a cross culture? What does it do exactly? Ingat kalau surface pakai apa? Provide, offer, gitu kan? Ya. Provide, offer what? What does it offer? Training? Training, okay. About what? Cultural differences, maybe, right? Between one country and another. Yeah. Okay. Do you think that's important for employees? Do you think so? If they work abroad or if they have business with different cultures, right? Okay. Yeah. There is a joke. I hope this joke ends. There's a meeting. If we call a meeting, there's a Japanese, there's an Indonesian, okay? And then the meeting is, of course, by the Filipinos. Who's going to come first? Who will most likely be late? That's why I said it's got to end, right? But that is the common, you know what I mean? That is the common belief. And believe it or not, they even put it in a book. Rubber time. Rubber time. I thought rubber time was only in badminton, yeah? But no, it was like rubber time. Oh, okay. But remember, it's not just the Indonesian. You get it? Other Asian cultures are yay, ha, gitu. Or there are also people, and this is cultural, but this is something that should stop. But anyway, like dinner, for example, there is also, if you're invited by another culture for dinner, don't think that you're going to eat at 6, at 7, at 8. Forget it. They're going to eat at 9 o'clock. And you're going to come at 7 and go, there's no food? No, have a drink, have a snack. What am I going to eat later? So that's why we have what we call, apa tadi? Cross cultural training. Yeah. Even when you study abroad, you're going to meet different people. Oh. An Indonesian meeting a Korean, meeting a Japanese, right? Meeting a Chinese. Now you're going to have so many different habits, different customs, right? And you're going to go look at each other. Why are you acting like that? So we usually need that kind of cultural training. Now you understand what it is all about? Yeah. Jadi, if you're going to introduce yourself, having a course for cultural training, how is it going to help your client? Pitch. Think. How is it going to help your client? What do you say? I will, apa? As a cross-cultural consultant, sell yourself. I will help. Help siapa? Help you to stronger, ya. Don't say understand. You're sales. Come on. Stronger. Kalau understand, siapa bisa bikin understand loh. Use a stronger word. You're selling. To adapt. Okay. I will help you to adapt. Good. I will help you to more. Come on. I need a stronger one. Biar dia di sana hidup dengan tenang. So, what do you say? I'm thinking of one word. Can you think of that word? It starts with an S. Survive. Don't you think survive is a strong word? I will help you survive. Okay? 2 years of your master's course there. Right? I will help you to have many friends. Be accepted. You understand that? That gives the benefits, the core of. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Yeah? That special line. Okay. Now, let's go. Next time. Next slide. Okay, now this is words that you hear. Okay. We heard the words amazing, difficult, enormous, excellent, interesting, modern, new, old. If I ask you to listen again, you'll probably hear those words, right? Can you just for the fun of it, can anyone just tell me, can you give me a pair mean 2 words that's similar with the same meaning? Is there anything with amazing? Do you want to pair amazing with something here? Would you pair it with interesting? No. Amazing could be paired with what? Excellent? That might be close. Amazing, excellent. Okay. How about old? What's the difference between old and old-fashioned? When something is old, it's old. Yeah. But heritage. Now there are so many heritage. Gitu kan? Vintage. That's old fashioned. All right. And how about, can you tell me the opposite? Can you just give me one opposite? 2 words that are opposite. Enormous. Come on. Enormous. There it is. Tiny, yeah? Remember, those of you who joined last week, we're talking about enormous data. Remember? Okay. Now, then again, Indonesian. Ini typical Indonesian. Tertarik, menarik. Saya takut, saya menakutkan. Beda loh. Jangan sampai you say, I am frightening. Because it means you are menakutkan. Ya, ini kebolak-balik nih. Indonesian is always like that. Then I go, what? Interesting. Lama-lama give up. I interest. Nah, kok jadi ya? Udah deh, interest saja, mem. Ya udah. Oke. So, ini ada 2 yang bisa dimainin. Come on. Amazing. Amazed. Ada satu lagi. Ini tadi apa? Interesting. Interested. Ya. Kamu akan bilang I am interesting atau I am interested. Bisa dua-duanya atau bisa dua-duanya. Bisa dua-duanya enggak? Ya bisa aja kalau kamu mau narsis sedikit kan bilang I'm interesting gitu kan ya. Ya bisa, boleh. Itu. Oke. Alright. Okay. So amazing, amazed, and we have of course interested, interesting. Don't forget the thesaurus who is not a dinosaur, yeah? Don't forget that. Okay. At America, how many minutes do I have, Iot? How many minutes left? Sorry. Still have an hour left? Okay, great. Okay, now. That's again adjectives. All right, adjectives. Now we're going to talk a little bit because we're now talking about products. What do you see here? This is a laptop. What about this one? It's a printer. Okay. And then if you want to compare, so remember this. Salespeople usually do this a lot, do a lot of comparison. Itu ya. Oh, but yesterday I saw, but now today I have already my printer, right? So you're going to say, what year is that? Can it do this? Can it do that? Our new printer, then you start to compare, right? Now, when you start to compare, remember this. Ayo. Ini juga kebiasaan. Some of you always say more stronger gitu. Itu double-double loh. Kalau udah strong ya stronger aja, nggak usah pakai more. More easier, miss, more easier. Ya, easier. Oke. Loh, how about if more easy? Yeah, people will understand. Yeah, people will understand. It's okay. People will understand. You don't have to be perfect. Tapi kalau you bolak-balik ngomong begitu, gitu kan, they will also have an image, an impression of you. Ya, kalau bolak-balik, my colleague Ali will call you tomorrow. She, gitu loh. Oh, ya itu kali slip gitu. Tapi tiba-tiba ada si Ana, my colleague Ana, tiba-tiba ngomongnya jadi he. Nah, ini nggak slip ini berarti there is something wrong. If you do that too often, people will have a certain impression. That's all. I'm not saying that you have to be perfect. Sometimes English not being our language, of course, we make mistakes. And of course, people will understand. This day and age, our business is with China. You know what I mean? It's not even with the Americans sometimes, ya. Atau orang-orang yang bule-le. You understand? So we do have this language barrier. But I do need you to be at least on that level that you do not make a lot of mistakes. Got that? Okay. Jadi ingat, if the syllable is only one, strong, ya udah tambahin apa? Stronger. Atau ter, so you can say strongest. Ya. Lupakan si more. Ya. Alright. If the syllable, there are two syllable. For example, lucky atau early. So we have cheap, one syllable, right? Two syllable, early, earlier. Lucky, luckier. And we have luckiest, earliest, cheapest. Alright. Nah, this, even though it's a printer, because it's the latest printer, all right? Okay. It could be more, yeah, it could be more expensive. More, how many syllables? 3. 2 or more syllables. You got that? Dah. Nah, kayak gini-gini dihafal. Okay? You have to memorize this. Gitu loh. Okay. Hati-hati ya sama bored sama boring. Tadi interested, interesting kan. Frightened, frightening kan. Jadi be careful. Kalau kalian, if you are not interested, you don't say I am boring ya. If you say I'm boring, oh yeah, of course you are. How did you know? Okay. Okay. Nanti jadi lucu loh itu. I am boring, I am frightening. Okay. Okay. So, more expensive, the most expensive. You got that? Okay. Now remember, some are irregular. Jadi good tuh nggak ada gooder ya. More good, more good. Apa? More good. Nah biasanya anak-anak more good. Ya udah deh daripada nggak ada kan more good. Oh ya ya ya. Yang dengerin sih ngerti. Oh, you mean better. Iya more good. Better. More good, right? Ya udah. Okay, better. Listen ya. In communication, especially when you're talking to someone who knows English better than you, they will help you. They usually give you the correct word, especially when we're talking to anyone whose English is better than us. But sometimes you don't realize that and just keep repeating your mistake. Oh, you mean better? Yeah, more good? Yes. Yes. The printer is much better. Yes, more good, more good, right? Yeah. Okay. So, listen carefully, yeah. So you have better, bad, nggak ada more bad. We have worse. Yeah. Far, to go far, or let's go further. Maybe when you're doing your sales presentation, can we go further now? Bisa lanjut? Okay. All right. Okay. And don't forget, after you compare, use NAN. So, the laptop is, what do you think? Which one is more expensive, the laptop or the printer? The laptop ya? Okay. The laptop is more expensive. Jangan lupa ininya. Then the printer. Okay. before comparatives, you can say that the laptop is much more expensive. Lebih mahal banget, yaitu much more. Maybe you want to say the more is, banyak loh bedanya. Okay, then you can say much more, a lot more, a bit more, a little more, slightly more. Do you see that? Yeah. Okay. We usually use before the superlative forms. The plane is the fastest. He is the most interesting people I know. The brand is the most popular. Misalnya, right? For iPhone, for what is that? For handphones or for tablets. Okay. Okay. I need you to practice. Let's compare. Can we compare the two? Because this functions the same, right? One is a laptop. What do you call this? And this is not a computer. It's a laptop. Do you know what this is? Saking udah oldnya ya. We don't see this anymore, do we? PC. Personal. C-nya apa? This is so cute because you're asking. Computer? Yeah. You're so young, yeah, that you bypass this technology. Yeah, kan? Because I think all of you were born and suddenly there's the laptop. I went to work still with this. Yeah, you have the CPU. Ini loh namanya CPU ini loh, CPU. Okay, and it was like I cannot move it, right? So I remember that in 2010, 2009, because we already had laptops, it was already popular. So I remember that I had one station on my desk that I can't move, and then I still need a laptop, because then when I go everywhere, I could just bring my laptop. So I had like, what am I doing working with one PC and another laptop? You got the idea? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So of course, so these are the two works the same way, but which is, okay, say something, compare. Let's say pricing. Do you know what this currency is? See, you're so cute because you answer, but you're asking a question. Computer, and now I said, what is it? Euro? Yeah, okay. Yes. All right. Good. Okay, good. This is a euro. Yeah, by the way. I know that we're not accustomed to this. Kan saya juga sendiri, ini euro apa ya? Yesterday I was also asking that. Okay. So if you compare the price, what do you say then? The PC is what? Cheaper ya. Is cheaper than laptop. Okay. Kalau kita mau pakai expensive for this one is a fax machine, by the way. Do we still have a fax machine in the office? You have never seen a fax machine? Okay. That's good. Okay. And you know how Indonesians usually fax is, they say, the fact. Apa? Jadi factory defect. No. Defect, Bu, defect. Okay. Fax. Okay. We don't use fax anymore, right? So what do we use? So what's on your desk at the office? You only have laptops, right? Yeah. Do you have printers still? Yes, you do. Yeah, yes, of course. Okay. But now printed materials are also very, very rare nowadays because we're like eco-friendly, right? Green, whatever. So everything is digital. Yeah. All right. So this is a fax machine, by the way. So what can you say if this is like half the price? Yeah. So would you like to use? Remember, you can use this. So you can say then the fax machine is apa? Slightly or a lot? What do you think? Slightly, a lot? It is cheaper, right? So you can say slightly enggak? This is 250, this is 550 loh. Huh? Slightly means very small difference, right? Slight difference. Now, so you can say then, which one? 250 versus 550, which one? A lot. Yeah, a lot cheaper. Jangan lupa, when you are comparing, the magic word then. A lot cheaper than. Okay? Okay. All right. So this is comparing prices. Okay. Now, can you tell me which one is the correct? Ini orang sales, orang sales. Come on. Which one is the correct sentence here? A, B, C from this. The Dell is more expensive than the Fujitsu. The Fujitsu Siemens is the most expensive. The LG is the least expensive computer. What do you think? Which one is? Yang mana yang true aja deh? Atau yang salah, yang salah? Tell me which one is wrong or which one is true. Is this true or wrong? The Dell is more expensive than the Fujitsu. You have Dell 562 euro, and then you have the. So, what about B? Is it wrong? All right. The Fujitsu Siemens is correct. Okay. What about C? It's correct. So that's the false one, right? Okay. Now tell me the false one for number 2, just the false one. A, Bright is cheaper than Clino. Okay. Bright is 750 pound per euro per month, and then Clino is 750 per month. So Bright is cheaper than Clino. It's wrong, right? Yang benar apa? Yang benar, Bright isn't as cheap as Sun It. Tapi dia sama ya. Berarti kalau ini isn't as, this is isn't as cheap as. Look at Bright, look at Sun It. Right? Isn't as cheap as. Berarti you said this is wrong because benarnya apa dong? For this. Between Bright and Chino, what is the correct way of saying it? Bright is as, mau bilang as cheap, mau bilang as expensive, you get the idea? Sama ya, kalau you consider 750 itu cheap, ya udah, then you say is as cheap as. You get the idea? Mau bilang itu expensive, then you say Bright is as expensive as. So as, as means equals. Okay, don't forget. All right, so this is comparison. Last one, number 3. Number 3, which one is the incorrect? Domesticus is the largest company. Resident Intel is smaller than Autocasa, or Autocasa isn't as big as Residential. Which one? Huh? B, Bravo? Or C? Which one is not correct? Autocasa versus Residential. Okay, yang pertama Domesticus. Look at Domesticus. Is it the largest? Yeah, 300 branches, 27 countries, yeah. Okay. Resident Intel is smaller. Is it smaller? No. Right? How about Autocasa? Isn't as big as. Ini negative. So Autocasa with this one isn't as big as, right? Because it only has 5 branches. Residential has 23. Only 2 countries for Autocasa, and this one is 6. You got it? So look at is as apa as and is not as apa as. Okay? So this is when you compare. You compare companies, you compare your products, you compare your price and all that. And again, you can do this. Yeah, you can do. Now, this is like, is more complicated. Yeah, tidak lebih tapi kurang. Then we say less complicated. So like a computer, for example, you want to say a computer is more apa? Is more practical, is more modern, is more whatever than a typewriter. A pen drive versus a PDA. Skype versus a conference phone. Laser printer versus a photocopier, etc. Okay? All right, and next, logos. How many minutes, Andrea? How many minutes left for me? 10? 12? 15? Oh, how many minutes are you saving for the Q&A? Okay, all right. So that means I can just move on and finish this, right? Okay, but just tell me when it's like 15 minutes before the Q&A ends. Okay, so what time? I'm getting confused with this one. Yes. 3 more minutes? This one, right? I follow this one. And then after that, how long is for the Q&A? 10 minutes for the Q&A. Okay. Fine. All right. Okay, guys, here we go. So what is this? This is like, let's say, logos, yeah? You may be a designer and your surfaces is like representing, branding, image of your client. So your client says, I want a shape like this. What is this? Shape. What is this? Huh? Triangle, okay? And the shape, ini a triangle, right? It is a triangle. The shape is we call it triangular shape. You get that? Yeah? Triangular shape. So it is a adjective. Kan it talks about the shape. Triangular shape. I like triangles. So I want the company logo to be triangular. Do you get the idea? You see that? Okay. And what about this one? Ta-da! This is, ini dulu deh. This is a what? Shape. A circle. Yeah, okay. Something that is like a circle. Pakai tadi. Ini triangle, triangular. This one circular. Oh ya, circle, circular. Nah, and what about this one? What's the difference between this one and this one? This is, iya, 4 kotak. In English, square. Square. Ini anak SD lagi pada belajar ini loh. Square. No, it's because you are now too advanced. You sometimes forget. Forget apa ya? This is square, right? Nah, tapi nggak ada squarial gitu, nggak ada ya. Jangan terus dibikin-bikin squarial. What? Okay. I like square. Ya udah, square gitu aja, atau squared pakai ed. So, what's the difference between this one and this one? And this one is apa? Rectangle. Oke ya. Nah, ini bisa rectangular. Oke. Nah, if this is a circle, this is oval. Okay. Alright. And this one? Nah, ini kan circle. This one is, yeah, half a circle. What do you call half? Semi. Kan ada semifinal. Ya, ada semi circle. Okay. When you're dealing with designs, because I don't know, you may be dealing with designs, yeah? So, triangle, triangular, semicircle, semicircular, square is a square, rectangle, sorry, there is a typo, yeah? Rectangular, should be rectangular. We have circle and circular, and of course we have oval. Nggak ada ovular, right? Right. Ya udah, kalau salah ya nggak apa-apa. Okay, now I'm going to end this. Yeah, so these are the different kinds. Remember, because it's product. When we talk about products, you talk about dimensions. You know, you talk about what it's made of. You talk about the size, right? Now, the last one about product is be careful the difference between long and length. When you're selling products, penting banget loh. Okay, when you're selling products, you talk about long and length, right? And then when you're telling about the width and wide, take a screenshot of this. Atau nanti you go over it again. You can see the live stream, right, on YouTube. And when you talk about height and high, mana nih, high? How high? And what else? Okay, weight and where is the way? Oh, then you just have kilos. Yeah? Okay? Take a screenshot of this. All right? Okay. And is it question time or is it? We can have some questions. Any questions, guys? Those of you from here, those of you who are here in front of me, and those of you who are not in front of me but on the screen, which I cannot see you.
We do have some questions from online if
Yes.
nobody wants to ask on site. Does anyone want to ask on site? Does anyone have questions? Okay, so we will jump into the question from online, Miss.
Okay.
So
sure.
first of all, we have a question from Twitter. This is from Livy Shahrir. What are unknown things regarding the pitching or presenting ideas?
Unknown
Yeah, and like some stuff that people don't usually know
about,
about pitching ideas or presenting ideas.
okay, unknown stuff. I don't really understand the question.
So like something that don't people don't usually know about pitching or
Pitching.
presenting ideas.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
people. Usually it's because that's you tend to talk a lot about, okay, Andrea, you tend to talk a lot about your products and about your job as like your position, your responsibilities. Ya, jadi kayaknya itu udah cukup gitu loh. It's not, right? Benefits, benefits, benefits. That's what I would say again. So it means that again, when you talk about yourself, talk about how you can help your customer or your client. When you talk about your product, of course you need to talk about this, itu kan. These are all feature, we call it. But we also need to talk about how the product will help. Oke? Itu yang banyak. Jadi kita cenderung ke fitur and not to pitch on the benefit. Okay. And I think I gave you a lot of example on that.
Okay. The next question, which is also the last question from the internet, from Rini Mona Lisa. How important it is to know our audience when we speak to them?
It's very important. Yeah, with sales and marketing, I always tell my salespeople, you tahu nggak dia sekarang pakai produk apa? Alright? Before you do your sales presentation, before you go on your sales call, make sure that you do your homework. That's why you need sometimes an insider. Remember we talk about inside information? An insider. An insider is to let you know, are you using any similar products? Are you using our competitors' services? Karena kalau kita tahu itu, right, then we will be able to compare, gitu kan? Udah pasti dia akan compare kita dengan our competitor. And we have to be ready. Alright?
Okay, that's all the question from internet. I'll ask for the last time. Does anyone want to ask? Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Marcella, and I'm a coffee exporter sales.
Wow.
I have a question here. We usually familiar with elevator pitch, which is considered of like less than 1 minute pitching. And should we like filter all those information? You know, the cheat sheet that we talked before. Sorry, I missed that. I mean,
Cheat.
cheat.
Cheat from cheating.
Oh, cheat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Should we filter that, or it depends on like what condition? So we have a limited time.
Again, it depends on, I think, the time that the time
Yes.
that you have.
Mhm.
Yeah. When you're pitching, it's like if you have brochures, if you have already like
Yeah.
your website and so on,
Mhm.
they will probably let them read it, but you highlight,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
You have to highlight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is compelling
Mhm.
about your cheat sheet, about the information in the cheat sheet? You get
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I
Ya
get
kan?
it. Yeah.
Nah, itu yang di-pitch di situ. So you don't necessarily have to say everything,
Mhm.
right? But then you say you say the most important, okay? That you think itu loh, this is our apa ya? That is the highlight of our product, right?
Okay. Okay. Can you make an example of it?
Can I make an example of it? Okay. How do you usually introduce your company?
Well, especially we're kind of like a fresh company. So basically, first of all, it's just introductions, and then what is our best product, and
What's
know,
so special about your product? Why should we buy from you?
because we're trying to assist the local farmers to export their commodities in other countries, such as in U.S.
Okay, so that is something that you should be talking about. It's
Okay.
something that why do you exist,
Okay.
right? And I think a lot of the market now appreciates,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, community service,
Yes.
right? Like I said,
Mhm.
we appreciate companies that are supporting the environment, the
Mhm.
clean environment,
Yeah.
the green environment,
Mhm.
and especially those who are, of course, supporting
Mhm.
the farmers.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
the plantations, the small UMKM misalnya, we're
Mhm.
supporting them.
Mhm.
Now that should be your pitch. You got it?
Yeah.
Because then you are playing with their emotion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I said always understand what makes you different
Okay. All right.
and highlight that.
Okay.
All
Thank
right?
you.
Does that answer a question?
Yes. Thank you.
Soal baru, kenapa itu ntar aja gitu loh. What you have to say, we are here because we are supporting the blah blah blah, our farmer, right? And the profit that we make. Kan gitu kan? People wants to know, are you using the profit that you make in a good cause? Kita bukan NGO loh, tapi you understand, for every something that you spend, that means it is given to apa?
Yeah, I have heard that something like marketing stuff. That's it.
Memang.
Thank you. Very appreciated.
Okay.
Okay, before we end today's event, does anyone else want to ask? No? Okay, so Miss, can you give a little closing remark before
Okay.
we end? Okay.
Yeah. The closing
you.
remark would be, don't forget, yeah, introduction. And when you are a salesperson, you are selling yourself first, all right? Then your product, then your services. And it's not just about features. What I just went over with you was the English part. For the features, like if you're selling products, of course, we talk about dimensions, right? And last but not least, I think a good salesman, a good salesperson is, in my life slide, is someone who can sell an ice to an Eskimo. Remember that? Yeah. Okay. All right. So good luck. Okay. And thank you for being here. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for your participation today. And I would also like to thank our facilitator for sharing your knowledge with us today. And before we end today's episode, I'm going to invite you to follow our social media. We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at AT America. And also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and newsletter for more updates from us. All right, with that, I think it is time to end the event. Thank you very much for coming. And again, my name is Andrea. See you at the next At America event. Thank you.